Good morning. This is Jeremy Woodruff. I'm the Microsoft Technology Specialist in Office 365 here at Global Infonet, one of a few of us. But I'm pleased to be here today with you and to share with you some of the things we've learned and some of the things you might be interested in to know about setting up Office 365 for a mid-sized business. I'd like to start out with a brief introduction of who Global Infonet is. And so in order to do that, I have this slide to describe us. First off, we're here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are really an IT consulting company, but we specialize in both in all of these custom software development, and as a Microsoft partner, we do SharePoint consulting, and we have a practice now for Office 365, both the planning for that and deployment. One of the things that we're pretty proud of is that we're as part of the partner ecosystem at Microsoft, we're in the top 1%. And we try not to brag about it too much, but it is important to know that we have the support of Microsoft in implementations. And if your implementation seems a little bit taxing or you think it's bigger than most, we can certainly handle it, and we have the resources to back us up. I'd like to start by setting out a couple of polls. The first is about how much experience you have with Office 365. I'll give you another few seconds to answer. All right, I think that's most of you. It's in between a beginner stage and a moderate stage, so some of you have had exposure to the material and you think you'd like to learn more. Others have had some experience with use of Office 365. So we'll try to address the slides and the content today with that in mind. I'm going to send one more poll. The next poll is about what email solution you currently use. I'll just give you a few quick seconds to address that. All right, so it looks like everybody that's responded is on Exchange 2010. That's great. It seems to be that most people are keeping their Exchange up to date, and that really helps a lot in Office 365 because a lot of the pain that comes in implementations comes through migrating from older versions of Exchange. Well, let's continue then. So most people, if they were to admit what happens in their own companies, will identify with some of these ideas. We all work on different devices, and that means that we want to be productive wherever we are. A large percentage of today's workforce spends at least part of their day away from their desk. And like most IT professionals, we want to be on the go but have access to our information. But more than just our own teams, executives and even sales teams find themselves away from their desks a lot. And we've found that a lot of people with that level of detachment from their PCs or even laptops need to have access to the information no matter where they are or when they are. A lot of times security requirements demand that somebody be VPN'd into their desktop or onto the servers and into the domain that's supporting email or file sharing. And so that's often a limitation for people when they need to be somewhere other than the office. And additionally, businesses are finding a need to compete with their competitors when those competitors also have solutions that allow them to be anywhere when they do their work. The other element that often comes up is that we don't always work in the same place as other people. So not only are we not in our own office, but other people that we need to interact with are also not in their office. And so whether they're working from home or on the road, a lot of the collaboration we need to do doesn't happen because we don't have the same tools, or we're just disconnected. And so a lot of times either an instant messaging tool or file sharing becomes really important, even with large files that sometimes aren't able to be transferred through email. Next, when we manage a complex infrastructure, we need to be able to simplify and stay in control. So a lot of companies face a heavy IT burden and feel that they're tied to their servers, and sometimes that distracts from being able to work on more strategic activities. Security and reliability are often a fear. Companies fear attacks from spam, viruses, malware, especially if it's impacting their customers. Additionally, IT finds problems when they try to integrate things or increase the functionality that's already available. When you think about Patch Tuesdays or however you've implemented that solution, we find that a lot of those challenges come from having to maintain things and not be able to spend as much time improving things. And the fourth point there is that we're cost conscious nowadays more than ever. We find that we're working through the best technology that we have, but we want more. And when we upgrade, it's usually a high expense server or the expense of maintaining or upgrading existing servers. And there's often the pain of maintaining and keeping track of licensing around those servers. So overall, the idea is that we can be productive anywhere, we can work better together, we can simplify but stay in control of the IT, and we can get more out of our investments where and when they happen. So the idea we want to present is with Office 365 is that instead of having to maintain and support all of the programs that we use like Office or PowerPoint, Word, Excel, we often think of those things as desktop applications. And when we talk about cloud, we usually think of web applications. So when we talk about those web applications, we often think of Google apps. So it's important to take time for us to talk about specifically what it means to be an Office or a web application. Office 365 is your complete Office in the cloud. First of all, when we say complete Office, we mean the Office apps that you know and love, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Outlook. With Office 365, you get these same apps as you've always used them as desktop apps. The difference is you're now subscribing to Office. This means you will always get the latest version of these Office apps on your desktop, whether you are online or offline. But also Office web apps for editing in the browser, and Office mobile for viewing and editing from your Windows phone or iPhone. There's so much more you can get with Office 365. You get Office, plus you get all of these services and benefits. You get cloud-based productivity services hosted by Microsoft, including business class email, file sharing, and HD video conferencing, all working together and connected to Office, so you have anywhere access to everything you need to run your business. And these are all enterprise level services optimized for smaller businesses, so it's easy to set up and manage. With a financially backed SLA and 24/7 technical phone support for critical issues. Office 365 is your complete Office in the cloud and the best way to acquire the new Office. Here are the reasons why. With Office 365, your Office is always up to date. You'll always get the latest version, so you'll never have to buy software licenses every couple years. Office that comes with 365 is a per user license, meaning for each user you can install Office on up to 5 of your PCs and Macs, and you can also use Office in the browser and on your mobile devices too. Also, because Office 365 is a cloud service, you can log into your account from any browser and get everything you need for your business in one place, including email, calendar, people's contacts, and their presence information, as well as the ability to join online meetings with one click, and all your documents, including a list of all recent documents. Plus, you get to sync all your documents in the cloud to your devices, so you have them even when you're offline. As I mentioned, this Office works seamlessly with all the services that come with Office 365, including email, file sharing, and HD video conferencing. With Office 365, all these services are designed and set up to work together already, without the need to buy or manage any servers. Because Microsoft manages all the servers for you, this means making it easy to set up, having the latest patches, and 24/7 malware protection with 99.9% uptime guarantee with a financially backed SLA. You can also call Microsoft for help with critical issues, like if your services are down. But you still have control to add or delete users, set permissions, and have privacy for all your data. Microsoft respects your privacy and will never scan your data for advertising purposes. And these are the same reasons for not just any cloud, but why Microsoft Cloud, or why Office 365. So what's unique? We just talked about some of the things that make Office 365 different. Office comes with full Office. That's the same Office apps you use now, but they'll be on your mobile devices. When you're offline, you can still use them. What's also unique about Office 365 is that productivity services are more than just email, and all the services that are enterprise-grade services trusted by large corporations, designed to give you the reliability you expect while helping you work together better with your company, but also with customers and partners. All these services are guaranteed with 99.9% uptime. I know I said it earlier, but you don't have to do anything in beta. You set it up and you run it, and we won't violate your privacy or confidentiality requirements by using scanning. We also simplify your IT management while keeping you in control of your business and data. And what it all comes down to is you get the most of your IT investment when you invest in Office 365. So let's talk more about a few of these items. First area we'll talk about is to be productive anywhere. We talked about how people need to work on their devices, and we want to make sure that you have the best experience. Let's talk about how 365 can help you get there. Office 365 includes all your familiar Office applications, and more importantly, they're available everywhere. It gives you access to documents. Sorry, I think I just skipped something. So the key here is that you can install Office, that's full Office programs, on up to 5 devices per user. So instead of having people come in to work and say, sorry, I couldn't work on that because I don't have Office at home, they do. They can have Office on whatever device they need to use it on, even their Macs and tablets and smartphones. So as of June of last year, Office Mobile was available for the iPhone in the Apple App Store for no additional charge for Office 365 subscribers. When we launched Office 365, we committed to delivering regular updates and new capabilities to Office 365 subscribers. Link Mobile and OneNote Mobile have been available for iPhone for a while now and are just expanding the investment in this area. Similar to Office Mobile on Windows Phone, Office Mobile for iPhone offers great Office content viewing and on-the-go content editing capabilities for Word, Excel, and PowerPoint documents. Android operating system is also supported, having Link and Mobile and OneNote as mobile apps. Of course, with these devices, you can always log into your Office 365 account from any browser and use Office web apps in your browser. You can check emails and your calendar, see all your contacts with your presence so that you can IM them, one click to join online meetings, and see and edit the latest and most recent documents in the browser. For each Office 365 licensed user, that's 5 devices, they get to choose. There is no use for Office on all your devices if you can't get to your documents. With Office 365, your documents are saved to the cloud by default, so they're automatically backed up. You now have a drive in the cloud called SkyDrive Pro for documents that you're managing and working on, but can also share with others. So you can see where documents are managed in SkyDrive, and then you can share them with others. When you save to the cloud, you have the opportunity to access things anywhere and share them from anywhere. You also get the most recent version of documents. So if you've shared a document with someone and they've updated it, you will get the latest version as they've updated it, which can be very powerful for some executives who need to have newer presentations available to them as soon as they're ready. So if you don't have your device, that's not a problem. Everything is available from any browser. And when you go to office.com, you log in with your Office 365 account, you'll get this view, which looks like an Outlook web app and has all the information you normally would have, including your contacts, your presence, your online meetings that you can join, and all the documents you've saved. When you click on any of the documents, you'll be able to open and make edits to the documents right in the browser using Office web apps. With Office web apps, we've improved the experience so you can use your web browser as if it were Word in this case. And you have the ribbon to give you the option to use more web apps. You also have the opportunity, as you can see from the screen, that you can stream any of your Office applications using either on Windows 7 or Windows 8 PCs. So if the computer you have isn't up to date, or maybe you're at your parents' place or your in-laws, you can get on their computer and also have access to all of your facilities. So in that sense, in a browser you have all of your Office tools, including Excel. When you select a table in Excel, it'll take the data and dynamically generate different charts using your data to quickly preview for what they will look like without committing to them. We'll do the same thing for your Power Pivot table too, which is something very useful but not the easiest to create from scratch. In PowerPoint, you have the same controls. The next big area that most customers want to accomplish is to enable a mobile workforce to work together. Let's dive into some of the great functionality available for Office 365 to enable everybody to work better together. With Link Online in Office 365, whether you're remote or traveling, you can meet with your colleagues or customers whenever and wherever. Because Link is an integrated service, part of Office 365, you can see your people's presence whether you're in an Office file, Outlook, or TeamShare, which means you can right-click on their names and start an IM. From there, with one click, you can escalate to a voice or video call, pull more people in, and even make it into a conference call without having to leave the IM window. Also, because it's integrated service, part of Office 365, you can share calendars from Outlook and easily find the best time to schedule meetings, and with one click, add an online meeting too. To join a call, it's one click from Outlook or one click from your smartphone using Link Mobile. No more dialing a conference center and then typing in the passcode. When you join an online meeting, you can easily add multi-party, high-definition video, so it feels like everyone is in the same room. Plus, with the ability to share your screen, whether it's a specific document or presentation or your entire desktop, users can convey their point of view clearly to the audience in the meeting. You can also turn on a digital whiteboard, shared note-taking, and ability to record the meeting, including audio and video. With the new Office 365 team sites and site mailboxes, you can manage a project very easily right from within Outlook. Subscribe to one of the site mailboxes for a given project and it shows up as a separate mailbox in the Outlook navigation window. This happens for all members of the team that are invited to join the site mailbox by the site mailbox creator. Once visible, you can drag and drop any email from the personal mailbox to the team mailbox and the mail will be accessible for the entire team. You can also manage the documents related to the project from within Outlook. Click the Shared Documents folder under the team mailbox and you will see all the documents that are shared by the team related to this project. Drag any document from email attachment to here or from the desktop and it's uploaded to the SharePoint for the entire team to consume. In addition, managing emails and documents, you can easily edit project tasks and manage a list of tasks based on in SharePoint and get a quick view of the progress of a project from the team site page. All these enhancements are based on customer feedback to help you collaborate on projects easily. In addition to making it easy to share documents and emails with within a preset team structure, you likely also need to do ad hoc sharing internally or with external partners or customers. With OneDrive or any other document library within SharePoint Online, you can easily share documents from the preview pane. This preview pane gives you an example of you clicking share and then deciding who to share with. You can even share with directly from applications. Another element that's very common nowadays is social. We're bringing that tool or those tools into Office 365 by integrating the social experience to help users keep tabs on everybody and talking about what's in their news feed. You can also follow people and documents, even tags and sites to get updates in your news feed. Also, you see your presence wherever you go. So if somebody needs to get a hold of you or you need to get to them, you'll know where they are if you need them. Next, as we talked about earlier, we need to manage complex infrastructure, and that's taking us away from IT projects. So Office 365 alleviates the need for you to spend as much time on old IT projects and gives you opportunity to be in control and move forward with new projects. Office 365 simplifies most of the tasks by requiring an IT admins to make changes easily via the simplified admin portal. IT administrators can get to workload management portals using the universal nav bar. Also, the left navigation frame allows IT administrators to quickly get access to add users, check service settings, or check on licensing. In addition, Office 365 now has integrated community support where IT administrators can quickly search for any issues on the community right based on information around them and, in a sense, crowdsourcing your IT support. Next, we talk about the opportunity to manage all these services in one console. So in this slide, you can see where users are being added or deleted or setting up their security policies. The navigation on the left allows you to quickly get access to these tasks. Again, the support is listed there to access other community support. There's also an element that allows you to manage and protect against spam and malware. This is very simply done in settings, and it supports most policies for the entire organization in just a few clicks. Additionally, spam and anti-malware can be supported in that by just setting up actions. The other big topic lately is bringing your own device to work. So Office 365 has made it easy for you to support people in your organizations that have their own devices. And you can enable mobile access and set up mobile access policies for users from that same admin console. You can also remotely wipe data from lost devices within that console. So if someone loses their device, they can lose their personal information, but you don't have to subject your corporate information to any nefarious players. Mobile devices are making making users' lives easier, but making it more difficult for us in IT. So these are the screens that would let you enable mobile access and set up mobile access policies for those same users. Another topic that usually comes up is that we have to deploy Office and Office applications. Usually that means we have to go to each desktop and install it. Now, what Office 365 supports is a simple way for a person to log in to their own computer and directly install directly onto their computer without any IT intervention. This is a groundbreaking technology because rather than taking 30 minutes to download the MSI file and then another 20 to 30 minutes to install Office, this click-to-run technology makes Office ready to use within moments, as quick as seconds with a fast internet connection of you clicking install. This Office stays on the machine so users can go offline once it's installed. This is not to be confused with Office on Demand that we talked about before, for you to stream one Office application to any PC for you to edit documents wherever you are. Not only is this the new Office quick to install, but it can also run side by side with older versions of Office. Here you have an example of a single machine running both Word 2013 in the right and the older Word 2003 behind it. This is great for many reasons. It means you can deploy and standardize everyone in the company with the new Office, but still allow other people, say finance, to open and use a budgeting Excel file with macros built in that they've been using for years. This will give them time to test the new Excel before completely moving off of Office 2003, which will reach the end of support in 2014. Along with that, there's a higher level of business continuity. With Office 365, you have Microsoft as your extended IT department. There are no issues with downtime due to hardware or software updates. Updates are delivered automatically to all Office 365 subscribers to help protect against data center-wide or localized network failures. Office 365 delivers continuous data backup to geo-redundant servers to protect against failures, loss, accidental deletion, or corruption. As for the data centers, Microsoft data centers are built from the ground up to be environmentally sustainable. They have locations around the world in North America, South America, Europe and Asia to help optimize performance. Microsoft data centers use state-of-the-art hardware and redundant power supplies. Office 365 also comes with a financially backed 99.9% availability guarantee. That means less worry for IT. There's also IT-level phone support. So if you have trouble, you have a phone number to call, and our phone support exceeds our closest competitor on all of our SKUs. Oh, missed one. Next and finally, you're probably thinking now that everything I've heard so far is good, but can I afford this? Let's look at how 365 gives you the best bang for your buck. Office 365 makes good business sense because they're business-ready tools. Office 365 has the broadest definition of what productivity and collaboration means for business. You get big business tools at affordable prices with no compromises. It's a one-stop shop for everything you need to be productive at work without the cost and hassle of integrating point solutions. Microsoft builds professional tools for businesses. This is the core of our business. We don't think about it as a side business so we can use our business data to sell advertising. Oh, sorry, I just got ahead of myself there. We build on the latest technology. So the cloud service that we've talked about delivers the latest versions of all the software, and it has the latest servers in the server farms. Office is the common language for business for years, and you've used it now for so long that it will be hard to get rid of. You can now subscribe to Office and always have the latest version. This allows you to not have to set up your own servers, reducing your reducing upfront costs by eliminating your need to support or install servers for yourself. You can cut down on those expenses to maintain and upgrade. Additionally, Office 365 is licensed per user. So instead of licensing and having to maintain lists of who's licensed and how many people that is, with each Office 365 user you can use Office on up to 5 PCs and Macs, as we talked about. But you only get charged for each user that's using it, not for the number of devices it's deployed on. You will have predictable monthly costs that are easy to budget, and if you have seasonal workers, you can easily add or delete users as you need them. So I just want to lay out how to demonstrate that this is the right choice for your business. It includes the full suite of Office tools, and therefore everything you see on this slide is designed for businesses with between 10 and 250 users in mind. Although it does expect you to have some IT support. It provides turnkey needs for all users across your company and supports Active Directory integration for single sign-on for all your PCs and integrates with your company's identity system. This is Office 365 for mid-sized business, and it's only $15 per user per month. If you think you need something bigger than that, you could go for Office 365 Enterprise. It also includes the full suite, but is designed for room to grow beyond 250 users. If you see yourself growing fast in the next few years, you want to invest in E3 rather than the mid-sized business, because currently there's no easy migration path between the two. Fortunately, E3 supports different user types and allows you to add those SKUs as needed. E3 also supports e-discovery and advanced archiving with unlimited storage for compliance purposes. It supports advanced email scenarios like data loss prevention and information rights management. It supports easy interactive dashboards using multiple data sources like Excel, Access, and Visio services, digital forms using InfoPath forms, and receiving voicemail in your inbox for unified communications. With E3, you get 24/7 technical phone support for all your issues, not just critical issues. For this service offering, it's $20 per user per month. So in this slide, we compare the two most common talked about offerings. I guess in this case, you can see that there are 3, but we're going to talk about 2. The main differences between them are highlighted here. For the mid-sized business, all the normal Office services and standard services are supported, but the advanced services are not supported except for Active Directory integration. Oh, sorry. On the Office 365 Enterprise E3 version, you can see where all of the advanced services are supported. There is another Enterprise version, and that seat is the E1. In this case, you wouldn't have the desktop versions of Access, Excel, Visio, and InfoPath. So for most of our clients that are enterprise, they will usually go to E3. You can also notice that the seat targets between the two, if you think you're going to grow or have grown beyond 250 seats, then the enterprise versions are definitely for you. So we'd like to encourage you to ask a few questions if you've got them right now. You can type them in, and I will see them in the chat. But as you type, I will comment that we have a link for you to sign up for a free trial. We'd also like to take the opportunity to assess your requirements as you need to. We can come on site, or you could provide us with some information and we could do a quick assessment. Oh, good. Well, we found, so it looks like there's one question left that hasn't been answered, and that is, how secure is your data in the cloud? What we found is that Microsoft has put into place all the security that comes with, that would support banking and health regulations. And so when you ask about HIPAA, there are already major healthcare players that are using the cloud versions of Office 365 to support their people. And of course, there are ways to make things less secure, but all the tools are available to apply your policies as they are stated right now, and to be sure that your data is compliant with any policy that's available. We sometimes get questions like that around government agencies or healthcare, and sometimes banking, and those are our most secure environments, and that level of security is available. All right. I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much. We look forward to answering more of your questions in the future. And thanks again. Have a great day.
There were a couple of more questions we didn't answer.
You
can follow up that, that's fine. I answered, they were asking a lot of questions, so I answered some of them. But the last thing